Listen up, AMD fanboys. Got a nice case for you. Stay tuned. It's the HAF 932 AMD edition. Be right back. All right, so this is the AMD edition of the HAF 932. You know that this case is extremely popular. Everyone uses it. It's a fantastic design. It'll cool the hottest hardware on the market, whether you have multiple video cards or an overclocked processor. It's not going to be a problem with this massive, massive case. It has incredibly large fans. Rather than using a bunch of little fans that are really loud, it uses two really, really, really big fans that are going to be very, very quiet. They operate at a very low RPM, and they produce a lot of flow through here, and hence the name, the HAF, High Airflow 932. Very nice case, and on top of all that, this is the special edition. So if you like AMD, this is going to be right up your alley. This is the AMD edition. As you can tell, it is quite different. First of all, it's red in the front. You can't miss it. It has the Phenom 2 logo on the front. It's painted all bright red. The rest of the case is different as well, though. It's still the same color, black, but they put a new window. Remember the old HAF had that security glass window up here and then mesh grilling down here? This one doesn't. It's all acrylic, and it has the AMD Dragon logo on it with the fusion symbol in the middle, and then another AMD logo over here. So very, very nice system. Now you have 6 5¼ bays on this computer case. Very, very nice. Now this is going to fit basically all your ATX, your eATX, and your micro ATX motherboards. 6 5¼ This last one down here can be converted into a 3.5. You also have an additional 5 3.5-inch bays on the inside, so lots of hard drives. This right here, this is that huge fan I was talking about, 230 millimeters. So it's a 230 by 30, and this is not the only one. There's 2 of these bad boys in here. Check this out. This case is a little bit heavy, but I'm going to show you up here at the top. Look at that. Look at the size of that fan. That's another 230 by 30 millimeter fan that's producing a lot of airflow. Hundreds and hundreds of CFM are going through there. Very nice setup. I will show you the back now. It's important to note you do have 7 expansion ports on this thing. So lots of options as far as video cards go. You do have 7 expansion ports, if the camera guy will keep up. We'll show them to you. Good job, Jimmy. Also, input-output shield, and you still have a big 140 millimeter fan out here in the back. It's going to blow out a lot of hot air as well, especially the stuff that's coming right off the CPU cooler. The cold air goes this way and then through the CPU cooler and then blows out the back. The top is going to set everything else off. And then also, just so you know, down here, bottom-mounted PSU. It does have an air intake down here at the bottom. It's actually all, I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can angle it so you can see it. But yeah, see how you can see right through it? You can either mount 2 120 millimeter fans down there, or if you want, you can put your PSU here and a 120 millimeter on the back one. It's really up to you. If you want to mount another PSU up here at the top, there is space for an additional PSU. So if you wanted to do bottom-mounted radiators down there with the 2 by 120s, you could do that. Or you could put one up here. If not, you have liquid cooling holes up here, liquid cooling holes to run an external radiator. But you probably won't need to, because a really cool thing about this, let me see if I can show you this. If you see the holes right here, these are perfectly set up for a 3 by 120 millimeter radiator. So if you want to run a thermochill or a Fester or whatever you want, a Swift-Tech, if you want to run a nice, big, thick 3 by 120 millimeter radiator, you can. You can also do a 2 by 120 and then add a 120 millimeter fan. It's really up to you. There's a lot. If you're a PC case modder, if you like water cooling, this case is very, very easy to work with. As far as that goes, the holes are all set up there, and they're perfectly lined up, ready to go. You get rid of that big 230 there, put a couple 120s, put a big radiator, and you're good to go. Now, I want to show you the inside of this. A couple cool features on here that are really, really nice, besides this door, which is also very nice. But let's take a look. So here are those 5 3.5-inch bays I told you about. Put a lot of hard drives in here. You can do a RAID 5 array. You can do RAID 0. It's really up to you. It's basically toolless. You just slide this out, and there is your tray. There are no real screws. It's got these little rubber-coated push tabs. It's going to keep everything nice and quiet, vibration-free, so very, very nice. Now, the 5 1/4s up here are also all toolless. It's push button. Push a button, it's unlocked. Push it again, it's locked. Super, super easy. If you want to install a drive, you literally just slide it in, push the button, it's locked in. There's no screws. You don't need a screwdriver, so completely toolless. You'll also note on this side that the expansion bays are also toolless. So that's another thing. It's completely toolless. Right here, if you want to add a graphics card, you do not need to screw it in. And ironically enough, this is one of the better ones. It actually works pretty good at securing it. You just basically flip it out, and then you flip it right back in. It locks in place, and it gives a very secure fit, which is really, really nice to have. Also, if you want to take a look inside, just so you can see what's going on in here, give you a general idea. Mounting holes, very well organized. They tell you everything, ATX, extended ATX, and micro ATX. They tell you which holes to use. I'm sure you can figure it out as well. Make sure you take off this paper before you actually install your motherboard. Maybe it will catch on fire or something. I don't think it's a good idea to have it there. Another one of my favorite features on cases that nobody seems to do, but people are learning finally, a CPU cooler hole. It lets you go into the back, open the back panel, and basically change your CPU cooler or change your heatsink without having to take the motherboard out. It's such a genius idea. It's so simple. You just cut a hole there, but nobody seems to do it. Cooler Master picked up on it, thank God. They're one of the few companies out there that actually do this on a mid-range case, you know, not something that's not super expensive, but very, very nice for them to do that. Also, like we were talking about earlier, here's a better view of the bottom. So you can see the holes down here where you mount your 120. So you can mount a 120 here, you can mount a 120 here, you can remove this bracket, you can put your PSU on top of it. It really depends. It's all up to you. Again, very modular case, very easy to work with regardless of what kind of fans you're using and what kind of hardware. You can change things around. If you like to case mod, this is right up your alley. And of course, if you are an AMD fanboy, if you have a nice Phenom 2 quad core on here, and you want to have a nice gaming PC with some 5870s or something, this is right up your alley. It is really, really, really good stuff. Everything is mesh in the front, as you can see there. So really, really nice setup. And thank you for pointing it out, cameraman. Front panel connectors, very nice. Power light, hard drive activity light, input and output for headset on your microphones, eSATA, 4 USB 2.0s, which is great, and a FireWire. If you're doing video stuff, if you're capturing stuff, you use a FireWire. If you have external hard drives with the eSATA, if you're doing video stuff, this is a great front panel. It's got everything you need. It's got the USB, the FireWire, and the eSATA, plus your headphone and your microphones. I mean, it's absolutely awesome. Great, great case from Cooler Master. It's the HAF 932 AMD edition. Phenom owners, AMD fanboys, this is the case for you. Hot video card, it's going to cool them. Overclocking, it's going to handle it, no problem. Good, good stuff. If you have any questions on it, email me, and I'll see you guys next time. For more information on the Cooler Master HAF 932 AMD edition, go to com.pewter.tv and type in HAF 932 AMD. For Computer TV, I'm Albert.